Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today it's the Battle of the Assassins. It's the Action Army AAP versus the WE Galaxy versus the Armour Works VX0200. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, because those interactions are going to help my channel grow by getting me seen better by the YouTube algorithms. If you want to join any of my socials, the link is down below to my link tree, which will take you to all of those things, including my Discord. And memberships are open, just 99 pence a month, or the equivalent in your currency, for bloopers. I've now started doing custom members videos, your own private giveaways, and your own private chat room on my Discord. Totally optional, massively appreciated if you do. So moving on there. So you will have previously seen me definitely unbox these two. That is the AAP-01 Assassin in black and the WE Galaxy G series in black. I don't know if I will have released this unboxing as yet, but that will be coming soon if I haven't done. So we've got three Glock variants, all capable of semi-auto and full auto. So I wanted to compare them in one single video for people to be able to see what kind of sort of features you were getting for your money. So we'll start, I'll rearrange these in price order. So start at the top then. This was £165. I've seen it as cheap as £150 in the UK, up to £160. You got a metal top slide with a hex cut out, flared magwell, tripped out a little bit blingy, but pretty much a standard Glock 18C. You then got the Galaxy to about £125 to £130, metal upper, polymer lower, Glock, fully Glock compatible, basically is a Glock internally, just like this is. A couple of accessories included in the box, and then at the bottom end we've got the £85 to £90 AAP-01 Assassin, which is all polymer externals, Glock internally, almost like a wonder horse. Now, initially from my unboxings, the AAP is the out-and-out winner to me. I'm just going to start right there and say the AAP is the outright winner. I can't even dispute it. I'm not even going to waste your time going any further to dispute it or make you wait to see my final opinion. Now I'm going to sort of justify it. So let's start off with the fit and finish then. So the armor works. A little bit of a metal wobble, I would expect that. You've got a loose moving top slide that's, of course, it's going to rattle. It's on sliders. You know, you've got a little bit of a sort of wobble in there, a little bit of a click. Nothing that is going to give you away. It's definitely not a high cap rattle going off in your pocket or in a holster. In terms of the look of it, then the finish, it is pretty gorgeous, really. The hex cut's really nice. The finish is lovely. The brushed look of it, you know, the serrations make it really nice to pull on the slide. It is a lovely finish. There's no sharp edges. It's a quality product. I cannot deny that at all. The stippling even's nice. You know, even the place where people would often put their thumb is stippled as well to aid traction. It is a lovely piece of kit. In terms of the Galaxy then, again, metal top slide, little tiny bit of a rattle, might even be more the mag than anything that's rattling in there. Feels quite beefy and weighty. This is the heaviest of the three, so this is 0.89 kilograms. This one is 0.8 of a kilogram, and this is 0.6 of a kilogram. So you do feel, just like with the Armour Works, you've got something substantial in your hand and something quite weighty and beastly in the hand. Again, lovely finishing to everything, nice to grip and hold. The accessories are quite easy to fit and don't look out of place at all. And then we'll come to the AAP then. Again, lovely sort of matte finish to everything, no sharp corners, reeks quality. You know, it has no right to only be £90 for this thing because of the quality of the finish on there. But all three of them are excellent quality finishers, so I'm really happy with that. Now, in terms of best in the hand, I'm going to say I just like the weighting a little bit more. Is the Galaxy actually feels the best in my hand. You know, that, as lovely as that is, it just feels a little bit too light, a little bit too much like a toy gun. But if you're going to run that all day or as a sidearm, another primary, then the ideal weight would be in that category, that you're not carrying too much weight, you're not suffering for that extra weight. This, if you're going to run it as a primary, to me has the ideal weight. Just feels that nice bulky weight, but they're all well balanced, where with the inclusion of the mag, all the weight is in your hand, so it's easy to wield and throw about, and I do like that really nicely. So in terms of mag compatibility then, the VX0200 did not like the Tokyo Marui mag and basically just vented the gas instantly. It did like the AAP's mag though, and it liked the WE mag, but didn't have a great seal. It also liked the CO2 mag, and it liked the ACM, which I believe is KJ Works mags. So fairly decent choice of mags. I suspect that the Tokyo Marui mag might be suffering from what a lot of AAP owners said, which is that the gasket is the wrong shape, and if you put the square flat ones in, it would be okay. But that is just what I've seen on the internet. You know, I can only tell you that's what I've seen, not for definite, so please don't take that as 100% gospel truth. In terms of the Galaxy then, unfortunately it did break, which annoyed me and has upset me and has sort of lowered it down. I'm still not convinced it would have beaten the AAP, excuse me, but I did find that it worked generally with all of the mags here. So it worked with the Armourer Works, it worked with its own, it worked with the AAP, it worked with these three, but inconsistently, you know, in terms of the FPS was up and down, which you would expect as the gas pressure goes down, but I mean, they were one shot to the next. It wasn't like it was up and then down and then up again and then down. It was like an inconsistent seal. It did particularly seem to like the CO2 mag and was very, very crisp on that, as did the Armourer Works. That was really crisp. A little bit frightening actually on full auto, the pair of them on the CO2 mag. And then the Armourer Works literally took everything. It took all six mags. So you've got an AAP mag, a WE mag, an Armourer Works mag, you've got the ACM mag, the CO2 mag, and the TM one. It took them all. All right, the TM, the FPS was a little bit janky and a little bit wobbly, but the fact that it took them all and fed with them all is testament to the build quality, which raised it in my estimations massively. So we'll come down next then to the range. So the range for the Armourer Works then, about 35 to 40 meters. It was just so inconsistent. It was drop one, fly one perfectly, sky one a little bit, off to the left a little bit, drop. They were just all over. I'm sure, and I've seen online a few people have said that a new hot rubber is significantly better and a new barrel would make it significantly better. Still, I wasn't massively impressed, especially considering the price that you're paying for this Armourer Works. In terms of the Galaxy then, range was easy 40 plus meters, just like the other two could do on the best, but I found it was a little bit inconsistent, that it would just sort of, some would go off one way, some would always going in the right distance, but just sort of branching off a little bit. And considering it was from a stationary position in a stationary holder, you know, those BBs shouldn't be sort of branching off as much as they did. I did find that had the better kick of these two, but that had the better kick overall, mostly because it's powering a full slide, which I'll talk about again in a second. The AAP was like a laser, you know, consistent, to the point, 40 plus meters every single time. You know, it shot lovely. I was really impressed. With these two, you're going to get better gas consumption usage, you know, less usage, because you're only powering a tiny little bolt inside the slide. With the Armourer Works, you're not going to get as good gas consumption, because it's driving this whole heavy metal slide on top. So you are definitely going to get more BBs out of the mags in these, one fill of gas in these, than you are on this. I was finding that with these, I was pretty much getting, using full auto as a test, really just like emptying it or spamming that trigger really fast. I was getting virtually 2 sets of BBs out of the mag, obviously constantly decreasing FPS. And by the end of the second mag, it wasn't quite enough to empty and lock back the slide. But that's pretty decent considering those mags were cold. If you were taking it steadier, choosing your shots a little bit more carefully, I would expect that you would get at least 2 sets and lock the slide back, maybe a few more out of that before you need to regas and reload. So the prices then, we're literally talking sort of this is more than, or nearly double, should I say, the price of this. And I just don't think this performs as well as that. You are buying a lot more metal, I suppose, for your money, but the WE is probably equal the amount of metal, but still cheaper. And that is all polymer, which, to be honest, has probably been a smart choice, but shoots absolutely beautifully. I'm really, really happy with that. That makes it an excellent value proposition at the £85 to £90. It's fantastic. You're not going to be disappointed for that kind of money. In terms of accessories then, out of the box, the only one that really came with anything was the Galaxy, which came with its own top and bottom rail to attach. That said, there are so many aftermarket parts for Glocks internally, which they are all, internally they are Glocks, which is great. In terms of externals, there is definitely a world of things for this. I can't seem to find quite as much for the Galaxy, but then Glocks have a lot of aftermarket external parts as well, different magwells, lowers, top slides and things like that. Generally speaking, it does seem to be a Tokyo Marui based. All three of them seem to be generally largely Tokyo Marui sort of based internally. So your internals are fine. This, again, I would say that the AAP would win out for me just because it's got so many different choices for you to put on there in terms of, carbine kits and stock kits and all sorts of things. I've even seen the one that somebody's made it look like a Makita drill. Not that I'm saying you would want to run it, but that's a cool option if you wanted it. The mag compatibility puts it ahead. The Galaxy, for me, definitely feels better in the hand just because of the extra weight. Massively let down by the fact that it's not even managed to get through 100 BBs. And then it's broke. The gas blowback unit, I think, has got an issue where you rack the bolt, charging handle, it will deal with the first round, but then the sound changes and it is just not feeding after that at all. So it's going to have to go back and get repaired, which I'm quite disappointed in. That's done through shooting tests, couple hundred rounds. That's done a couple hundred rounds. Neither one's really missed a trick and done really, really well out of this. So I've been really, really impressed, particularly with that. Fairly impressed with that. That's disappointed me, in all honesty. It really has. So the final justification then for this is just the price point, the accessories, the performance out of the box. You just can't argue. Even the sights on this, I love that you've got fibre optic sights included in a £90 package. On the Galaxy, you've got only one fibre optic sight, but it's significantly more expensive than that. On the Armour Works, you have got very, very similar, reversed colours, but very, very similar fibre optic sights. But that's a £165 gun. I would expect that sort of thing on a £165 gun. Mag compatibility is not terrible across all of them. Definitely the best on the AAP. Gas FPS performance across them all in terms of green gas, which is generally what I'd probably run anyway. Not much of a difference. That was putting out sort of like 290. Now, please do be aware, disclaimer, I suppose, my chrono is playing up for some reason, but all of the chrono tests were done with 0.2 gram BBs with no hop set at all. Although a point to note, I did forget in my unboxings, is both of these came with their hops fully turned on, which I found very unusual. That both hops were fully on, so I had to completely take them off as part of the shooting test and the chrono and everything like that. Just a point to note, nothing terrible there or anything, just saying that's how I found that both of those guns came with their hops fully set on. So I've thoroughly enjoyed having these, unboxing them, having a look at them and things, and it's been great fun. I found for the top slides coming off, again, the AAP is the easiest. It is a single button that you can access with your thumb, and it just pops off and even disconnects on its own from the front. There's no extra tools needed, and there you've got access to the hop, and it just clicks back in and puts back together. The WE, you've got the same kind of button, which is great, but then you need something. I can't quite do it with my finger, or maybe I can a little bit, not enough to get hold of it there. You're going to need something to poke that out to access that hop. That hop adjuster is a little bit of a pain, at least with this one, I can access it through this window, the ejection part here, and it's little teeth geared down in the corner there. This one, I'm just not sure what they were thinking, is a tiny little screw there. I just don't like it. I'll be honest, I just think it's potentially quite error prone. Maybe that's the reason that the shots weren't as consistent as the AAP, because that is not a consistent way to set the hop. And in terms of the armourer works, it is your typical standard, pull down the slide catch and slide the thing forward. It is quite tricky and stiff to get that off. You've got to really sort of get that down, and there is a bit of friction behind it that you need to push against to get that off. Can't even do it. But once you're in there, it's got a traditional hop wheel underneath there to adjust the hop. That one I would say you could probably fiddle with in-game. That one, you'd have to do it in-game, you'd have to have an extra tool, and that's definitely not getting done in-game. I don't think either of those are particularly. Not that you would mess massively with your hop on your pistol mid-game, but that has got the easiest and most likely one that you can do. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it immensely. It's been very, very interesting to compare the three. So if you're thinking there's nothing between them, for me personally, there's been a lot between them, and that is the out and out winner for the price point. So please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. I massively appreciate it. I will see you next time. Bye.